Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul of Yamaya. I will be looking into your 1111 portal energy. I hope you can all hear me. We will be looking into all zodiacs and take what resonates, leave the rest. You can listen to all zodiacs, we're all connected. I'm just going to do a quick fly through the zodiac from Aries through to Pisces. 3 cards. The first card being what is closing, what you must release. The second, what is opening, what you're stepping into. And the third one is your next most aligned step. And I'll just tap into what I feel when I pull those cards. And you can take it or leave it. It's up to you. So we're going to start with Aries. Aries, please. Aries. Give me a card from, what Aries must release. What is Aries? I already saw that one. What is Aries stepping into? As well as the next most aligned step. Okay. So what is it Aries must release? The Tower in reverse. Interesting. For me, it's a sense of you guys needing to release, don't avoid things falling apart. I think you need to release things because the Tower in reverse means you guys are still holding on to things that are no longer serving you. So you need to let go of anything that you've been trying to still, how do I say this? Anything you still feel attached to. I think you need to find neutrality. So if it's somebody with love, if you're waiting for somebody, be neutral, leave the door open, but focus on yourself. Don't keep it going together for their sake. What are you stepping into? We got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. That's interesting. I feel like you're stepping into no longer putting effort into what other people. You're no longer being a people pleaser. You're finally thinking about what's working for you. You're being more selfish, which is a nice energy. It's not egotistical. It's more selfish energy of prioritizing your needs, about what's good for you, and no longer having to wait for other people. Really enough, I read this as 7 of Pentacles. Now I see it's the 7 of Wands. It's also you guys, so it's a double one here, a double whammy. It's also you guys being more open, more vulnerable, not leaving your guard, not closing up immediately, but being more open to new possibilities, maybe to a new love, but still treading cautiously. So, use your intuition, use what you've learned over the past months, years, however long you've been looking at yourself, healing your self-love. Is asking you to be more open and more vulnerable towards the people that you genuinely trust and that you feel good energy with. Last but not least, your next step. King of Pentacles, upright. That's the nice energy. So I feel like your next most aligned step is you actually being more focused on your money, being more in control of how you can increase your income, your wealth. Like, I feel like you have to find that financial success a little bit more for you, the financial wealth, and just focus on really being comfortable with your money and what you want to achieve, and taking more control in terms of your finance, that anything is possible. Manifest a promotion, a side hustle, whatever it is. I feel like money is going to be your next aligned step. So this is what the universe is asking you to do, my lovely Aries. Okay, moving on to Taurus. Let me just make sure that I got those cards all shuffled back in. Taurus, universe, Taurus. What is it Taurus needs to release for the 1111 portal? Oh, that one. What is it Taurus is stepping into? That one. And what's their next aligned step? One. Okay, what is closing and what must Taurus release? This one doesn't really want to turn around. Oh, a karmic connection, a soul connection, the Hierophant in reverse. You're releasing something that no longer serves you, a connection, a commitment. This could be love. This could be, I don't know what's going on with the camera. Sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. What are you doing, camera? Stop doing this. Let me just pause this for a moment, Taurus. And I am back. Apologies, Taurus. I don't know, my camera was zooming in and out. So this is, you are being asked to wake up and to really see what connections are working for you, what really don't serve you anymore. Here he's asleep. He's holding the keys. For me, this dog is trying to hold on to something, but I feel like you need to just wake up and break free from tradition. It could be even some things that your family are trying to tell you need to do. You need to finally go your own path. And I also feel like there's something like a risk, take a leap of faith. Maybe some people won't be happy with what you're trying to do, but I feel like you just have to be your own best friend and do what works for you. But there is something about also releasing business that is now finished. So there's no longer unfinished business between somebody. You need to release that. What is opening and what are you stepping into? Queen of Pentacles. This is really nice energy. I feel like you are going to be handed more opportunities in your money. I feel like people will help you. This could even be that you will try to invest in things. I'm getting a sense of you also considering to buy an estate or it's more of an investment, and you receiving money in order to, how do I explain this energy? People willing to help you because they trust your opinion. I also feel like you might have a handle in money. There's a sense that you might help people with their own money. I'm just getting that sense of you guys I mean, I don't really see any investment brokers or bankers here on my channel, but there's a sense that you are you're really very well versed with money, or you're going to get some kind of lucky streak, or something will open up for you that will make you achieve more wealth and growth in your bank account. I do feel like there's a lot of growth happening for you, opening up for you in terms of money, because you've released something that might have been holding you down on lower vibrations. So what is opening up for you is a lucky, I'm just going to say lucky, but yeah, a lucky streak of money, abundance, financial abundance. What is your next aligned step? 3 of Cups, interesting. I feel like having fun, going out with your friends, like enjoying life, feel free, playful. There's a playfulness here, working with your inner child, relying on your true friends. I think just releasing any sorrow or pain that you might have had in the past. It's more about you really spending more time with your family and friends. If you have neglected that for a little bit, it's the universe is asking you to go out more, have more fun. 3 of Cups is celebration, friendship, carelessness, in a way of being like youthful and playful and just playing again. Just play, just have fun, because things will align in time. Okay, Taurus, this is a really nice energy for you. So these are the cards that I'm getting for you for the 1111 activation portal, which we already opened up with, which is already open pretty much. Okay, next we have Gemini. Let's see what is coming up for Gemini during this 1111 portal. What advice does Gemini need to hear? That one wanted to just already move itself up. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm just gonna, these three fell out. And what else? One more for Gemini. Come on. There we go. Okay, Gemini. I'm just gonna leave this one open for now. Or you know what? Let's just, because the camera is doing such a weird focus thing right now. Let's just do this. What is closing what you must release? You have the Two of Wands in reverse. I feel like with this energy, you need to be more open to seeing. Don't be narrow-minded. I feel there's a sense that you miss out on opportunities because you immediately shut them down rather than seeing it from a different perspective. And I feel like there's a sense of you in the past maybe having blocked certain possibilities because you didn't see the bigger picture. That's what I'm getting. There's a sense of you needing to see the bigger picture and trusting that you should consider different possibilities of how to achieve something and not just see it your way and the highway, even if that means, listening to what other people see, their opinion, their feelings. There's a sense of just being more open to, I wouldn't say criticism, but being more open to openness in a sense. So considering more possibilities. You see in this card, the dog has one stick and somebody's handing him a two-handed stick, but he's looking at this two-handed stick considering, oh, that might be a better toy. And I feel like that's what you need to do, is to see if there's even a better way to achieve your goals. And that's also what I'm getting. Get out of a routine, change some kind of habit or a pattern or a cycle, whether that is love, career. There's a sense of you needing to release a certain pattern that you've been following through strictly, like continuously, persistently. Because that will, even if it's helping, it might be slowing you down, is what I'm hearing. Okay, what you're stepping into is interesting. It's the Eight of Cups. So you are open. What's opening up for you is you having the possibility to walk away from a third-party energy that you need to get over with, basically. It is also a little bit of a release, but it's learning how to explain this. Learning, what is opening for you is a lesson in learning what's the right energy for you. And again, I feel like that flows a little bit into this one, into not going for the first best option, but to consider everything by looking at which option is the best for you and which ones you have to walk away from. So rather than being impulsive, I feel like you need to take a minute and consider your options and then follow through. Also, there's a sense of you will see some friends or, people in your energy that will show their true colors in a way that you might have not expected, and that you also need to let go of certain people in your life. There's a lot of stuff happening for you, Gemini. I mean, there's I'm trying to keep this as briefly as I can. But at the end of the day, your next aligned step is 10 of Pentacles. So you finding that happiness, that freedom, that financial abundance, that you can choose whatever you want. In terms, it's weird. I feel like this is very specific for some of you. You might find your dream house. You might find something where you will have your happily ever after for yourself, and then somebody will come along. I feel like you're first going to find your own financial independence for somebody to then add to it. So that's your next step, is you focusing. This is your next step, is you focusing on your own independence financially. Emotionally, you might already be there. This is more about you needing not to worry about money. And then with the bigger picture here, what you're stepping into is letting go of who can't join your party, basically. Walking away from the people that don't belong in your 10 of Pentacles energy. Okay, Gemini, that's what I got for you guys. Moving on to Cancer. Let's move on to Cancer. Cancer. The 1111 portal. Cancer. For the 1111 portal, Cancer. The 1111 portal, Cancer. Okay. What is closing for Cancer? What must Cancer release? What's opening? What are they stepping into? What is opening and what is Cancer stepping into? What is opening? What is Cancer stepping into? And what's their next aligned step? What's Cancer's next aligned step, please? Well, okay. Interesting. Okay, Cancer. Let's just do this. Get a bigger picture of this. So you have the 5 of Cups, the 4 of Wands in reverse, and the Sun in reverse. In terms of, okay, this is interesting. I feel like what you are releasing, what's closing, is a loss, a grievement, maybe a chapter closing, whether that's an actual bereavement, but I feel like it's more you having to let go of someone you love, or there's a sense of you healing or having healed the connection with somebody that no longer aligns with your energy. So there's a sense of period of missing someone or missing a connection. The universe is asking you to let this go, release that grief, understand that that connection was there for a reason. And if it's meant to come back, it will come back around. But to get into the next energy level, it's not on your vibrations anymore. So release that energy of whoever you feel is still connected to you. I'm also getting a sense of cord cutting here. So making sure that you say goodbye to that connection for now and focus on what's doing you well. What you're stepping into is independence. 4 of Wands in reverse. I feel like it's more you finding your own independence, you being happy with who you are, finding your self-worth more. There could be a karmic lesson coming in that will trigger your shadow work. I don't know. There's a sense of them two also coming together in a way. But I do feel like you might come to crossroads with someone. It doesn't have to be love. It could be anything where you both get healed or you learn a lesson from each other, which will catapult you even higher. So with the 4 of Wands in reverse, I feel like it's about for you to step out of your comfort zone, out of familiar territories, and going into testing the borders that you haven't tested yet, going into the unknown, embracing the unknown. which leads to your next most aligned step with the sun in reverse is to face your own. It's a little bit of shadow work. Face your own shadows. And that is more, I'm getting a little bit of an ancestral generational trauma that needs to be released in a way that is your next step, that you need to turn towards the sun, light what still needs healing in terms of your next step that will again serve you when it comes to your own independence and stepping into unfamiliar territory. It's a very straightforward reading, Cancer. It's really nice, but I do feel like you need to put the loss or the sense of loss that you've had over someone to an end. If it's a recent breakup or something that's made you sad, it's time to get out of that energy and to embrace your independence and to really work on your shadow work. So that is a straightforward one, my dear Cancerians. I'm just going to pause for a second before I go to Leo. Okay, my beautiful Leos, we're coming now to you guys for the 1111 portal. What is it you are releasing? What's closing for you? What is it it's opening that you're stepping into? And what's your next most aligned step? Okay, universe. What is Leo closing? Oh, sideways. Interesting. Okay. And what is their next most aligned step for Leo? Leo. Okay, interesting. I feel like this is going to be more of a focus than this, even though that's your next most aligned step. It's just a feeling. What is it you need to let go of? The Star. Interesting. It's a sense of be careful what you wish for. So some of your dreams you should put on the backbone or burner, or you should rephrase it in a way of, I want this or something better is what I'm getting. So wishing for something certain, but wish for the energy and and trust that the universe will either deliver you this exact energy and what you asked for, or in a different way, but the same energy. So say you're manifesting a person, manifest that person or something better, and then just be open to what's coming and trusting that this is what you want. But it's also be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And there's also a sense of what I'm getting here for you, Leo, is some of your wishes will come true. You don't have to wait for them anymore. You can just go and get it. You're already at that stage where you no longer have to manifest. You can stop manifesting. You've done the work. Now let go, surrender, get out there, get moving, focus on you, and it's going to happen. Some of you might have been stuck in a way of manifesting and manifesting and manifesting in a way a little bit too much. So it's now you've done it. You've done the work. Trust and let go. And I also feel like some of you guys maybe are frustrated because the dream hasn't come true yet. You've been patient, but I feel like for some, you just have to now really move on and do another wish. The universe has heard you, so focus on what you can do next. What's opening up for you right now is interesting. Okay, we have the 6 of Cups. So I feel like that's sometimes related to childhood memories, to past life energies coming into your life. Doesn't have to mean past people, could be because we have we've had a lot of retrograde at the moment as well. But I do feel there's a sense of you connecting with your inner child, going back to playfulness. The universe asking you to reconcile with family, if there are some family issues, if there haven't been, focusing on what's important for you and family, matters of the heart in terms of family, but also being in tune with your inner child, being playful, a lot of connecting with your inner child. I also do feel like what's opening up for you is past life soulmates, soul connections coming through that you may or may not know, but when you meet them, it feels as if you've known them forever, and they're going to be playing a big part in this next few months, or in the next time, in the near future, which I feel like is going to be your main focus. But your next most aligned step is strength. Interesting. I feel like building up strength. Interesting. Becoming the best version of yourself. In a way, I feel like you have been underestimating yourself, Leo. This is also your energy. So I do feel like it's you just channeling being who you truly are. Be the person that you want to be. Be true to yourself. Show up for yourself. You have everything to show and nothing to prove. So there's a sense that you keep on moving, keep on going on, and keep on building more strength. I feel like keep that resistance that you have in terms of your desires and making things happen. Again, I feel like you have done the manifestation, and now you just have to be goal-oriented and focused, set your priorities. How do you get there? By putting yourself into those energies in order to get those doors open, to get these opportunities so you can show up and really channel your inner lion. For some of y'all, this is very strange. You might be going to some kickboxing classes, some martial arts. This is very random energy that I'm getting. But I do feel like the main focus is just reconnecting with your old self, your playful self, your inner child, what you always wanted to do as a child. I feel like you got to channel that creative input again, going back to that carefree and that innocence, seeing it through the eyes of a child and just going for it, really being more in tune of creativity and the flow of not overthinking and getting in your head. This is a really nice energy for you, Leo. Okay, next up we have Virgo. Virgo. Let's see. Halfway through Virgo. What is it, Virgo? What's closing for Virgo? What was Virgo released? Okay. What is opening? What are they stepping into? What is opening and what is Virgo stepping into? Apologies for the noise. What are they stepping into? Okay. And what's their next most aligned step? That one. Okay, so what's closing what you must release is the Knight of Wands in reverse. I think you must release and taking impulsive actions and being there could be an energy around you that's a player energy that's not really, that's messing around with you. That doesn't mean it's serious. There could be an emotional unavailable person or an emotional immature person that you must release. They're only there for the physicality of things, and in the long run they will not do you any well if it comes to looking at it from a love perspective. In terms of your own perspective about you need to release not taking action at all. There's a sense of you needing to go be more strategic, more planning in terms of what you do. Think before you speak is what I'm hearing. So if you do find yourself getting triggered, I think you need to understand and sit with these emotions first, see why it's triggering you, what's happening here before you then respond. Like I'm saying, you can't control what others do, but you can control how you react to it. So I think that's where you need to release being immediately responsive to something in an impulsive way. So trying to catch your temper, understand why you're reacting the way you are, and also taking action in a logical, strategical way that doesn't scare off others. I feel like there's also a sense of you maybe sometimes being full on, full blast, which is good, but you need to be able to read the room, whether this is career or friends. I think it's your whole surrounding, being more tactile, not sensible in a way. That's just what I'm getting. So there's that kind of release and going more into your softer side as well, like your analytical energy, yet still the feminine flow. So not being too domineering and dominant and wanting it your way. I feel like you could be, I think it was either Aries or Taurus who also had that similar energy. What are you stepping into? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Things happening fast for you, faster than you might think. So expect things coming your way once you understand how to get to things. So I feel like when you plan and you take your time, things are going to happen very quickly. Ace of Pentacles in reverse is normally a very slow moving energy, the slowest moving energy, meaning if it's reversed, this is going to be very fast, furious. Your money, watch your money. You might be stepping into an era of less stability. So you're going to have to practice balance and figuring out where to put your energy and where to invest. I feel like the universe is putting you into this place so you understand what you need to prioritize. Say if you are not getting that income, if you're self-employed, you're not getting the income you wish, that's because the universe is pushing you to find more solutions, to find more ideas, to channel more your inner creative side, to create an income, create an idea. So you're being pushed into an instability in order to find out more ways to embrace your true nature of who you really are. So in a sense, your skills and your whatever you can do has been kept under the rug, and it's now being pushed to the surface because you're forced at stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're being pushed to step outside of your comfort zone. And long story short, Virgo, which I really like. It's a good energy. Your next most aligned step is you are connected to is either Aries or Taurus. You had the same card, Seven of Wands in reverse. I read it as Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which is like, again, focusing on what works for you. Things happening very quickly because this is also normally divine timing and a little bit of patience. So things will happen quickly because you're going to be forced to act quick, but you have to be logical about it. So there's a sense of finding that balance between not being impulsive, but acting quick, but with the brain and the heart. Seven of Wands in reverse also is letting your guard down, being more open, not closing, shutting down immediately, but being open to new possibilities, to ideas. Even if you are needing to find more financial stability or stability as such in your life, you need to be open to what other people say. I'm not saying you got to listen to it, but I feel like hearing other people's stories or perspectives will give you an idea of what works for you, what doesn't work for you, or even a light bulb moment. I haven't thought about this. Use your surrounding to push yourself forward into getting the best out of you. By embracing other people's opinion, not necessarily, listening. You can, obviously, if it resonates with you, but I do feel like you need to be seeing other points of views. So that's the energy I'm getting for you, my lovely Virgos. Okay, next, Libra. I just need to remove that birthday thing because we're not in that season anymore. Libra. Let's see. What is it? Libra needs to release. What's closing for Libra during the 1111 portal, which is happening right now. What is it Libra needs to release? What is closing for Libra? Ooh. You got a few clarifiers. Okay, let's just do this. What is opening? What is opening for Libra? What's opening? What are they stepping into? What is opening for Libra? What is Libra stepping into? And what's Libra's next most aligned step? What's Libra's next most aligned? Oh, there we go. Okay, Libra, you had a few cards. Got the Emperor in reverse, followed by the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Not sure I'm going to read this because it did. Oh, you can read this different ways, can't you? Let's just read it the way I originally saw it. It was like this. Four of Wands in reverse. You're also linked to somebody. And King of Swords in reverse. Okay, Libra. What you need to release is the need to control things, the need to releasing more the masculine energy and embracing your feminine energy. So softening up a bit, letting things flow, and not, it's literally the need to control. Maybe even freeing yourself from a third party. Nine of Pentacles in reverse is finding that kind of freedom, that financial abundance, but also there's a sense of being free, spiritual freedom, but also free-spirited and no longer clinging to things that don't serve you anymore. So freeing yourself from energies that tangle you up. And stepping into your own power, but not by control, but by trust. So trusting in everything falls off when you finally step into who you truly, authentically and are. So you're no longer pretending to be somebody who you're not, by letting go of the need to control, being financially abundant, and getting out of your comfort zone. I feel like you've been in energy for so long, surrounded by the same toys, the same people, and it's time to let go, which also follows you into this sense of going into unfamiliar territories, getting out of a comfort zone, being free, finding your own independence. There's a little bit of, there could be a karmic person coming in your way, but this is you not relying on a partner, not being in a codependency, but really finding your own true self, really focusing on what's good for you. What is it you need, and stepping out of familiar territory. I don't know who had that. Somebody else had that same card fall out. King of Swords, your most next aligned step is, the only energy I'm getting here is be careful who you speak to. Don't tell people your actions. Be cautious. See the bigger picture and don't settle for less. I feel like there's a sense of your next aligned step, you are going to be pushed in some energy that you don't feel aligns with you anymore. King of Swords in reverse is your energy, Libra. It's an air sign. Because it's reversed, it feels like it doesn't match with who you are. So do you feel like you're going to be put into a situation, or you're going to feel that this is not who you truly are? The universe will make you so long uncomfortable until you move. I feel like there's a sense of this. I don't know. I don't feel like it's deception, but it's more about you feel like you need to move, and it's the universe moving you by putting you out of your comfort zone for you to realize that there are energies that no longer serve you, Libra. It's a nice energy. So that's going to be your focus around the 9-9 portal. 11-11. Why did I say 9-9? That might be very important for you guys because that just was a Freudian slip. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio. And I just heard Rufio from Robin Williams from Peter Pan. I don't know if there is a link. You have a link to Peter Pan, Grow Up. I have no idea. We'll find out. Okay, Scorpio. What is it Scorpio needs to release during the 11/11 portal? What's closing? Okay, that's 1. That's 2. And what is there? Oh, 3. Whoop. Okay, Scorpio. You have 9 of Swords in reverse, the Hermit, and the World in reverse. With the 9 of Swords in reverse, I feel like you are interesting. Okay. You need to, I don't know. You need to not always go the easy way. Sometimes you choose the easy way out. There's a sense of you needing to challenge yourself, even though it might cause you a bit of not anxiety. And I'm not saying to do that, but it feels like more of you needing to face your fears rather than choosing the easy way out. Say, for example, I'm just going to give an example. It can be anything. Say you go on a date, you feel like it's not going to work out. You got to be honest with that person, even though it will be a bit of you don't want to hurt their feelings, but you got to go through that. And I feel like you have to release that people pleasing, making sure everybody else is okay, but also a little bit of cowardice in terms of rather than ghosting this person or leading them on. And I'm over exaggerating, but this is just an example. Just be honest and say, look, I'm not getting this feeling. We can be friends, but and that is not easy. But I feel like there's that need for you guys to focus on being the power of no. Literally, embrace the power of no and let go of being a yay sayer. Also, pay more attention to your dreams is what I'm getting here as well. Which brings us to the Hermit, actually, because the Hermit is that kind of spiritual insight that, going into isolation, but focusing on your inner world. What is it you're trying to, what is the universe trying to tell you? Trying to be a little bit for yourself, by yourself, focusing on your needs and understanding symbols, signs, depending on how spiritual you are. I do feel like the universe is going to send you on a wave of synchronicities, dreams, and things that will help you become spiritually more aligned, and also making you, lifting yourself on higher vibrations. So it's really about focusing on your third eye, your crown chakra. I feel like you're going to be pushed into a more spiritual era after this 11/11 portal. With the world in reverse, your next step is unfinished business that you're going to be confronted with that I do feel like you need to let go of. There's some cycles that will come towards you. Something comes back around that you need to release in order to move forward. So I do feel like there's something coming back around in a different person, a same person, or a same situation, and you now have to handle it channeling the Hermit energy rather than the avoidant. That's just what I heard. Which is really nice energy, Scorpio, for you to now go into that spiritual world more and understanding unfinished business a bit better because you're listening to your Hermit energy. That's what I have for you, Scorpio. Okay, next up, Sagittarius. Let's see what's coming up for Sagittarius. What is Sagittarius releasing? What does it need to let go of? What's opening up? What are they stepping into? As well as what's their next most aligned step? Okay, Sagittarius, what is closing for you? What must you release? What's closing for Sagittarius? What must they release? What's opening up? Oh, that was a quick one. And what's their next most aligned step? Okay. You must release 7 of Cups in reverse, Knight of Pentacles, King of Cups. Nice. This is nice energy. I feel like you're already in that. Okay, I'm getting 2 things here, Sagittarius. For one, you're underestimating yourself. You have more options, possibilities than you think you have. Like if you think you're only attracting one person or only one person likes you, you thought wrong. You got several people wanting you. So you also need to release the need of downplaying yourself, of underestimating your own energy, embracing more that Sagittarius energy, that free spirit, that, open-minded and playful energy that everybody likes, that fire within you. I'm also getting that you are releasing confusion. You're in the steps of being more aware of what you want. There's a sense of you really embracing clarity in a way. But it's also, I also feel like you need to, how do I say this? I feel like your most focus is on, you gotta understand that you have more ways to accomplish things than you think you have. In a sense of, the world is your oyster. Be open to believing more in yourself, believing more that you have a lot of people believing in you, not only your parents, but where you always say, oh, your parents love me, nobody else. I don't know. I'm not trying to say that, but it's like you have more support than you actually think you have. So you have to release the need of needing to think that you're the only one. Know that you have a team. There's a spirit team. You got your friends. So I think you got to embrace that more and release the need to doing things by yourself and ask for help. That's literally what I'm getting now, coming to that. You are stepping into an era where you're going to be catapulted towards more financial abundance. It's a slow mover, but when it arrives, it's going to be secure. You might even open up to a new person. This is also what I'm getting. You might get to know somebody new who's going to be helpful, whether this is career, money, love. It can be anybody, but I do feel like it's a slow moving energy. So it's going to come towards the end more in the near future rather than at the beginning. I also feel like you're more particular. You're planning more on how to manage your money. You're stepping into an era where you should be aware of your finances. If you want to be able to, take a down payment on a house, buy a car, go to that travel, I feel like the universe is asking you to really set that financial budget and not to procrastinate or set it for later. The time is now. With the 1111 portal energy, activate that by already starting. How are you going to achieve your next financial goal? Your next most aligned step is King of Cups. This is you being emotionally more aware of who you open up to. I feel like you're going to be more cautious who you share your energy with. You're going to be more careful, but yet the universe is asking you as well to be open. If you want to go on a date, there is some now are moments to also meet a King of Cups. So if you read it that way, you might have a King of Cups coming into your energy within the near future, because this is the next step. But I also feel a sense of you not falling head over heels for someone after the first date, making it the love of your life, because sometimes Sagittarius can be very impulsive. So I feel like you have to just be careful who you share your emotional world with, and slow and steady wins the race is your mantra, really, because the Knight of Pentacles is also slow but steady, and it turns out to be normally very successful. So this is the energy I have for you, my lovely Sagittarius. Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn is next. Let's see. Capricorn. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. During the 11/11 portal, during today, what is it Capricorn needs to release? What's closing for Capricorn? And what's opening? What are they stepping into? Whoa. This was this underneath. You know what? Let's just do this. And what is their next most aligned step? Capricorn. Something that's been coming back around quite a bit that you haven't let go of. The question you need to let go. I feel like there's some kind of cycle, a cycle that you've been doing with somebody for quite a bit. It could be a push and pull energy, somebody you got together with, and you then got together with a couple of times. It feels like a little bit of a toxic attachment, a little bit of an unhealthy attachment to an energy that you haven't quite let go of. And the universe is asking you to release that, to understand that this energy no longer belongs in your surroundings. So there's also a sense of welcoming in new energy by making space, like out with the old and with the new is what I'm getting. Long story short, understanding that I'm getting that song, why do all things must come to an end? Why do good things must come to an end? Nelly Furtado, is that one? I don't know. It just feels like closing a chapter, even though it was a good one, but understanding that this is no longer part of your next chapter in life. You know what? Maybe it come back around, but for now, you need to let go of something that's been repetitive. What are you stepping into? Interesting. You have the Two of Swords and the Star in reverse. So I feel like what you're stepping into, your wish isn't going to come true just yet, but you have other options coming your way that you need to look at first. So you're going to have to make a decision going down a crossroad that you might have not considered beforehand, because whatever you wished for is not going to come the way you expect it to, at least not now. There's a sense of you're getting something, but it's not how you expect it. But the universe wants you to trust and have faith in this is where you need to go for now. I'm feeling like you're also being put on a detour, like you're needing to go somewhere else before something else can come into place. So you need to make your own happiness before an add-on to your happiness arrives, whether that is love, career, money, whatever it is. I feel like you're going to be confronted, or you're going to be shown options where you're going to have to weigh, what is it the best thing for me, not for me so my wish can come true, but for you yourself. So for this moment, the universe is asking you to think about what's best for you and not what's best for you so that something else can come in. it's really about thinking selfish. And whether if those two happen to align, great, but you really have to think for yourself and be neutral to whatever you wished for. I don't know if I can give you an example right now. It's, for example, say you have two options. You want to do a language course. This is very random, but apply it how you think it works for you. You'll see when the options come along. So say you want to learn French or Spanish. The love of your life is from Spain, but you really love French. So you got to think for yourself and choose French because that's what you love. And you're not going to choose Spanish just because you can then speak Spanish to the Spanish guy or woman that you are in love with, So it's like, that's just a very random example, but I hope you catch my drift. And in terms of your next most aligned step, you are linked to, I don't remember which energy that was, but it's having fun, going out, enjoying life, being out with your friends, celebrating, going to events, embracing that November, December energy of Christmas. If you love Christmas, being all cozy, celebratory, meeting up, playing games, board games, going for a cup of tea or coffee, embracing that coziness and just being playful with your friends, just being silly and just having fun and enjoying life and enjoying being a human and not just a spiritual being in a physical body, but literally enjoying being in that physical body and just don't worry about a thing because every little thing is going to be all right. I just got that song, Three Little Birds. You got three little dogs here, not little dogs, but this is what the universe is asking you to look at during the 11/11 portal. Okay, Aquarius. Moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius. Let's see. What is it Aquarius needs to release, let go of? Oh, okay. That's 2. What is opening up for Aquarius? What's opening up for Aquarius? What's opening up for Aquarius? Oh, gosh. Let's do this one, I'm not sure. And let's do, what's the next most aligned step for Aquarius, please? Okay, Aquarius. You have the Wheel of Fortune and Judgment in reverse. Interesting. The Three of Pentacles and the Fool in reverse. Okay. You might be linked to Libra in a little bit. I'll explain why, but just with the end bit. Okay. What you are needing to release. Interesting. Let me just give me a second to just let this in. What's closing for you right now is a streak of fortune and luck. Unfortunately, I feel like you might. There's a sense of Aquarius. This is a tricky one. Gosh, how do I read this? Sometimes it's easier for me to read it like that. Okay, I see. What I feel like you can release is the universe is on your side. The universe has your back, and to really trust the universe. So trusting more in the spiritual realms rather than intellectual. And I know Aquarius, because you are an air sign, you might be more in your head about things rather than in your intuition. So I feel like you have to let go of making the wrong judgment calls. You might have been making wrong judgment calls, but the universe keeps trying to put you on the right path. So there is a sense that you have been going through a lot of life lessons in terms of love, money, career, and you're being pushed into trusting trusting the universe. The universe has your back. It's literally you learning how to trust and to surrender and to channel that energy of the hermit, the high priestess, more those energies that have the faith, trust, and belief that things will work out, rather than making a wrong judgment call or quick to judge. Because you think intellectually first in that way. So basically, the universe is asking you to release the need to understand why and trust that it's happening for certain reasons that you can't explain and you don't need to understand. And trusting more in that heart and the universal energies, basically. What you're stepping into is more teamwork. You're going to be more collaborating with people. I feel like there's more of a sense of you trusting other people, working together with people, building new networks, connections on money. I feel like there's going to be a lot of teamwork with new people in terms of your money, your career. You might meet new people that will help you evolve and grow and get to higher goals in your life in terms of your career achievements. Maybe even meeting new friends, could be also love, but I feel like there's more a sense around of the money here and really having other people help you catapult yourself into the next level. You are going to be put into a situation where you don't feel like yourself, which is going to help you release the need to understand why things happen and to let go of things that don't work for you anymore. So you no longer repeat karmic lessons and you actually trust your intuition and the energy more. Because the Fool in reverse is your energy, Aquarius. It's you not starting over new. So I don't feel like you need to take a leap of faith towards something or someone new. I feel like you're going to stay in the rhythm that you are, but you might be put into a situation where you know you need to release this, but stay on your path. So I don't feel like a change of your path, but more a change around you. So people might fall off, new people might come in because you no longer feel comfortable with who is in your energy. And because you are more embracing now the spiritual energy of people rather than the superficial energy in a way. So it's a lot of major arcana here, Aquarius. That's interesting. Last but not least, we got Pisces. Pisces, let's see. What is Pisces? What is Pisces? What am I saying? What is Pisces needing to release? What's closing for Pisces during the 11/11 portal? What's closing? What does Pisces need to release? What's opening up? Whoop. I almost wanted to fall into that. They could be interlinked. And what's the next most aligned step for Pisces? What is the next most aligned step for Pisces? Okay, those two fell out. You need to release a pattern of, you need to step into a new world. You need to release the old and let something new in. So I feel like you've already done that, but I feel like you got to even do it more, even releasing more of it. It's also of yourself, your own beliefs, your own fears, to really embrace that new energy of your own belief, your confidence, really letting go of any doubt that you might have in yourself. Also releasing maybe even people. Sorry, wait a second. It's been doing that weird thing again. Stop the focus. There we go. And I was pointing at the dog's butthole. So I feel like you also need to release players or negative energies or people that no longer serve you, that have been in your energy for way too long. So release the old, embrace the new, a whole new world. Ooh, things are moving forward for you. The chariot is an energy where you might be moving, you might be traveling, you might actually relocate, but you are moving towards new horizons, new territories, things that you are not aware of yet. But I feel like if you feel like you've been stuck or like things haven't been going your way and you've just been stuck in the same ocean or river, Pisces, you are flowing. You're on a surfboard, you're on a jet ski, you're moving full forward. You're not on a paddleboard anymore or on a little, canoe. You're literally on a jet ski, on a big yacht. Your ships are finally coming in. You are moving forward. So I do feel like with this energy, because you are releasing the old, you are moving forward towards better horizons, towards new horizons. You're embracing that energy of not knowing where you're going, but knowing you're going in the right direction. So you got to continue to step into that power of going forward, not necessarily knowing where, but trusting that it feels right. Knowing when it feels right, you're on the right way and not getting distracted by things that might have thrown you off in the past. Your next most aligned step is Seven of Pentacles and Two of Pentacles in reverse. Knowing where you put your energy in, trusting in that there's a little bit of a divine timing, but it's also into putting into your energy, really looking at what's worth your energy. What do I invest in? Making a really strong decision on if you have been juggling or you've been struggling or you've been like back and forth. You can balance as long as it makes sense, but it needs to be balanced. So for you, you could do 70% in something and 30% in something, but you have to also make sure that it makes sense. Say if you're working a job that is your main income, give it 85% and then give 15% to your side income, or something like that. But it needs to feel balanced, and you need to feel like you're doing both your employees justice or your main job, but also still finding time for your passion. There's a sense of you really focusing on how and what to invest in, and really set your priorities, making even a to-do list and see what works out for you. So that's really nice energy. It's very straightforward, Pisces, releasing the old, you're moving forward and really investing into things that you maybe haven't considered yet, because you're very good at growing things. Okay. Let's do one last one. Let's do one more, and let's do a collective. Let's see. Oh, that was wrong. Sorry. There we go. That way. Collective. What does the collective need to release? What's closing for the collective? What's the next aligned step? So you have let go of people that are sneaky, that are trying to be your friend, but they offer only one thing, even though there's much more. So let go of deceit and people that are maybe taking you for granted. Okay, don't engage in settling for less, whether that's work, love, or whatever that is for you guys. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. You know what? Seven of Pentacles in reverse. It's weird because I've been reading the Seven of Wands as Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Pentacles in reverse is things are going to happen quicker for you. It's also about you focusing on one thing that works for you, on really knowing on what you want, and setting your priorities straight. We're getting a lot of 777 energy here. So really putting, I would say, all eggs into one basket that you feel very confident about, rather than it feels like if you're very scattery and you never finish anything, you just start and you don't finish, you start and you finish. Really find something where you know you can finish it. And in the near future, you have the Four of Cups. So I do feel like there's a sense of your next step is you are feeling bored. You're going to be put into a sense of boredom in order to break free, that you no longer can sit around being bored and discontent. So again, the universe is making you uncomfortable until you finally move. Universe loves doing that. They'll make you uncomfortable until you finally move. So it really is about, for the collective, letting go of any people that are deceitful, that try to, manipulate you, or just do not settle for less. The second one is for you guys to really focus on what works for you. Make sure you do right investments for this energy when you want to invest into stocks, house, money wise. Just be sure your energy into people as well. I mean, it's the same thing. Make stock of who's worth your time. And your next most aligned step is you are going to be pushed into a time where you feel like nothing is going your way, but that will make you push yourself forward to make things happen. And it's 1 hour, 11 minutes. And I'm going to close this at 1:11.